This is Terry Kurtz online reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. Joseph W. Brady tells of compelling developments ahead at Victor Valley College.
No one is better in tune with what's going on and what's going to happen. Bring us up to date on college developments.
Well, there's a couple of people that are a little bit more in tune, and they probably know a little bit more than I do. As a trustee, you don't always know things first, and that's Dr. Walden, our president superintendent, who's just done a great job, and we just gave him a 4-year contract, and everybody's happy. And you know, and our board's getting along. We just approved our redistricting plan. We actually cleaned it up. So the map that we had was pretty much the map that we kept. What we did is we cleaned up that area, kind of the east side of Spring Valley Lake, in that district. We took it to the river. You know, Terry, we just adopted. We're looking at energy savings. You know, Dr. Walden has continued to build his team. You know, team member by team member. So he's got Todd Scott there. He's got Art Lopez. He's building his team the way that he wants to, and then the board has allowed him to do that. You know, we don't micromanage that process. There's too many things within the process where we don't have to micromanage because there's so many things that they have to do. There's committees and councils within the college. But the thing I'm really excited about is the Educational Events Conference Center. So that's something that we have worked on for a really long time. It goes back to when Dr. Wagner was here, so I'll be sure to send this clip to him. So Dr. Wagner, I know that we pushed and we pushed and we pushed. I also want to give a big plug to Steve Garcia, who retired last year in Spring Valley Lake. I mean, he's so retired I never even see him. I don't even see him on the golf course. But so we pushed him really hard. So, you know, this last building we did was a one-stop, and that was fun. It went gorgeous, and you know, Pinkerton and I got to go out and lay some concrete and pump concrete and all that. But so this is a 20,500, I think it's 20,561 square foot facility. We are going to totally redo the football stadium. So the building itself will be in the southerly portion of the stadium complex where the track was. So all that's going to be redone. We're going to end up with 4,000 seats in the stadium. We're going to push it back towards the hill, be 2,500 for VVC, and there'll be 1,500 for the visitors. But the other thing, Terry, is that there's other events that you can use it for. There might be other high schools or that need to do their graduations that actually have it. So it's a public facility. So the building's 20,561 square feet or whatever. It's going to have really one major open area, but it's divisible into 3 basically conference rooms. Okay, we're going to have a place for the board directors. I mean, the board of trustees, board of directors. You know, I've dreamed of a new boardroom for years. The boardroom we have was part of Building 10. You know, it's where Boise Cascade started selling, you know, lots back in 1969. I mean, Bob Stewart, remember it? They actually had I think they had a 7-Eleven, you know, a little convenience store in that building. I personally just don't like our boardroom. I don't think that people enjoy going there. We've had some good meetings or we've had bad meetings, or I think it's time for that building to go away. So I've pushed like the balance. The board has. Our board has been incredibly supportive of this. It's a $31 million cost. Deb and I bought some bonds. It was hard to buy bonds. I'll tell you, I was really surprised how hard it was to buy bonds. We're going to be able to seat 600 to 650 people for dinner. It will have an area in the kitchen where you'll be able to basically reheat, you know, for caterers coming on in. Our boardroom will be substantially bigger, a whole lot more friendly. Depending upon the configuration, I believe we'll be able to seat 1,000 people at one time on the floor. So let's say there's a big meeting. Spring Valley Lake needed something. You know, there's just no place out here. And while I love going to Hilton Garden Inn, and we used to like going to the fairgrounds. You know, the college is in the middle of the valley. We're an educational facility. It's a great place to go. So I'm hoping. So the bid process is going to start. The college is going to start working in the middle of March to really get out and see how many local contractors that we can get. So I'm going to ask Sue Moore to really pump this portion on Facebook. to be sure that we hit all the areas on out here. I'm when Joe Range and Diana Carloni and all the people that were behind the Measure JJ bond, the $298 million bond went out. One of the promises was that whatever we could do, we would get as many local contractors to work as possible. Back when Dr. Roger Wagner was our president, and John Pinkerton was still on the board, we kind of pushed one night pretty hard, and with concurrence of Steve Garcia, we sat down in the conference room and we said, let's go to the State Contractors License Board. Let's take a look at all the contractors that have the zip codes from the top of the Cajon Pass out to Barstow, and from the LA County line to Lucerne Valley. Terry, with the growth I now see coming out here, we're going to have a lot of contractors from below, maybe smaller, that want to come out here, that want to become a part of the high desert of the Mojave River landscape. And one thing that I have harped on, and I've had great support from the other trustees, is we need to cultivate within to be sure that as many of our local dollars stay here. I want all the contractors up here to bid. I don't care if you're doing landscaping or paving or concrete or whatever you're doing. We want to keep the dollars local. That was the promise that all these great leaders, when they went out to sell the bond, and so Dr. Walden has reaffirmed in an email this week that we're going to go back. We're going to get boots on the ground. We've given him a media list. We're going to get the word out however we can, because I don't want anybody to ever say, well, I didn't get a chance. And I want to be sure that if let's say you're a small, really small contractor, and you want to grow someday, okay? We're going to show you the process to get there. So maybe it's not this building, it's the next building. I mean, we've looked at, do we do student housing? But we got to get through the COVID issue first. But we have other buildings that we're going to do. We're doing some major rehab on 3 buildings right now. One of them is Building 55. So I see great things. This is a great day. I'm looking forward to pumping concrete. I'm challenging John. I'm going to challenge you right now, Brandon. Bring on your game. Dennis Henderson, show us what you got. I think this is one of those things that I had more fun pumping that concrete. I will say to you, if you've never pumped concrete and you've driven by and you see somebody holding one of those hoses and you just think it's real easy, it's not easy. And if you trip and fall, you're going to trip and fall and put your face right in the middle of that stuff. And the guys behind you that are moving the concrete, it's a team deal. That's the thing I liked. You were really a part of a team, and the team pushed you, and there was just no way of making a mistake. You couldn't. So, Steve Garcia, thanks for giving me the opportunity to do it with John. Dr. Wagner, thanks for the opportunity. Dr. Walden, we're challenging now. I like to get, we got to bring John back for this, but I think, Dennis and Brandon and I listen, if Jennifer wants to do it and Sharon wants to do it, I don't know if they want to hold that. It does weigh a lot, but no, I'm really excited. Things are good. The COVID issue is obviously something that's been a big challenge. Terry, it's had a huge impact on our registration number of students. Okay, our budget is based on the number of students. I will say this: since the beginning of the year, in a very, very short period of time, we've been up 8%, which is a huge number. Trustee Pinkerton sits out in the audience and reminds us all the time, as one of 30 counselors out here with all the different high schools, how important it is that we work with them. We're working very closely with Chris Piercy and all the high schools out there. It is a major directive by Dr. Walden and his staff to do that. And then I believe that probably within the next 2 years we will hopefully recoup those students that we have lost. But remember, across the country we lost 20% of our students. So hopefully we can pick those up. So last thing, I've been told this, and when you reminded me of this, I unfortunately yesterday didn't get a chance to go down. VVC ladies basketball team won their division first time in 25 years. That's incredible. But I understand it's either 6 or 8 of the girls that are on that team are from the high desert. Yeah. That says a lot. Yeah. So then what happens is other girls on the other team say, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to go to VVC. That kind of spirit gets people excited, and it gets everybody hopefully involved. I'm going to tell you this, VVC will be the best community college in this country by the year 2027. We're aspiring for the Aspen Award. We are doing everything we can to do that, and it's I've got another term, and I got some other things I want to do, and when I decide to leave, I'll decide to leave, and hopefully we can find somebody within our district that is as compassionate as I am, and we'll hopefully do what's right now, what's politically correct.
Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
Go!
Bid fast and last, world-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Body, family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley. Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activities, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. This May 24th, 2011, grand opening of the Desert Valley Senior Wellness Center in Apple Valley is but the latest Prime Healthcare facility, and not the last.
Yeah, we have now 14 hospitals in Southern California and 1 in Northern California. However, this one is from Desert Valley Charitable Foundation. This is a senior wellness center where we give free health screenings, blood pressure check, diabetes check, health education, nutritional assessment. This is located near senior communities of Apple Valley. So this is one of the projects of Desert Valley Charitable Foundation.
And we like the Healthy Apple Valley, the Healthy Victor Valley programs because they look at the whole person and the well-being of a person. It's more than just getting your issues taken care of when you're sick. It's about taking care of yourself all the time, and it's a lifestyle. And a center like this is really going to help encourage that. So I think it's a great day for the Victor Valley.
It's very exciting to see as our community continues to grow, to see a facility that does look after our seniors and cares about our seniors. As I toured the center in the back, there's actually an examining room. There's a couple of rooms where you can get consultations, and thanks to Dr. Reddy and Desert Valley Hospital for the good that they bring to our community.
Well, I think it's just great that there's a facility like this that seniors can come to, congregate, have activities to do, and so close to being to Jess Ranch. It's just a wonderful opportunity for them to take advantage of getting out and doing something here locally, and it's within walking distance of their own homes. So it's a wonderful facility, and I'm glad to see that Desert Valley and Dr. Reddy put this facility here.
I think it's beneficial to the community with what Dr. Reddy and his staff at Desert Valley Hospital are doing for the seniors in our community. And this facility right here next to Jess Ranch is the ideal situation for our seniors in the high desert, and it's open to all of the seniors in the high desert. Great facility that Dr. Reddy is starting. I can't wait till it starts growing and expanding and going to other communities in the high desert.
All in attendance were amused by Doctors Prim and Ventana Reddy recollections of setting up practice in Apple Valley over 30 years ago. Dr. Reddy broke ground on his first hospital back during the Pete Wilson era, and that hospital holds a special place in his heart.
It's only hospitals that I built from ground up. It has received almost 5 times top 100 hospital awards in the nation. So I'm proud of that, and we're adding another 70 more beds. So it will be about 150-bed hospital to serve the needs of the growing community of High Desert.
Apple Valley's Desert Valley Senior Wellness Center is located just outside of the Jess Ranch community at 19181 Town Center Drive. She plays violin and bass and strums the banjo, makes the dobro cry, plays guitar and dobro mandolin, She plays them all quite well, we might add. And this girl is only 10. She's Juliette Bascom, and the label Prodigy applies here. Strings attached, she'll play it well. Reading music or playing by ear.
When I was around 2, I actually started to play the mandolin because my mom plays the mandolin. And so I just tried to mess around with it.
She started at 2 strumming on the mandolin and tapping her foot, and she had a sense of rhythm. And at 3 she asked for a violin.
And then as I got older, I got more into music. I would play drums and stuff. And then actually when I was 3, I asked for the violin.
One day I came home and she had been playing a song that I whistle. It's called Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, and she had learned to play it by ear.
Homeschooled, Juliette, born the only child of Father John and Mother Lisa, a richly talented musical family. Juliette represents the 5th generation of said heritage. Her great-great-grandmother played in a band in the Roaring '20s in Mississippi.
When I was around 6 and 7, I kind of stopped because I could play by ear. But now I'm actually starting back to reading music. Because when you read music, you can learn more things than just playing it by ear. So at the Victor Valley College, I'm actually taking a beginning strings classical class. So I think I've been there for 5 semesters.
We got her into the college class when she was 8. The beginning strings, it's a wonderful class over there, and so she had to brush up on her music reading again, play the classical as well as the bluegrass and even jazz. She's played with several bands.
Juliette performs in the High Desert Drifters and bands labeled River Bottom Bluegrass, Old Time Pioneers, and the Bascom Ranch Band. Mostly the personnel is the same. The name depends on the style of music and venue at hand. Juliette Camille turns 11 in 2011's June. Members of the Bascom Ranch Band, who've taught and mentored number many. They've all stayed in tune. 86-year-old John Hickson on guitar. Guitarist Don Nielsen on harmonica here. On violin, Bob Hall. And 94 years young, Grandma Nadine on washboard. Tutors and mentors all. Such a wide choice. A preference, if she had her druthers? Which are her favorite instruments, standing out among the others?
Probably the violin and a bass and a dobro are my main favorites.
Still room to grow and learn her entire teens. And where we ponder will all this lead in her fondest dreams?
Well, I would like to have a career for it and earn some money, but I would donate a lot of the money to homeless shelters and things like that. That's where I really want it to go.
We homeschool, and so we're learning everything we can about music and applying it. And, as far as having fun with it, we think that's very important as well. And then there's the business aspect we are exploring as well, and making CDs. We're making our 2nd CD. Now we're finishing it up.
Do you like to vocalize too? Do you sing as well?
Yes, I do.
Have you done any writing yet?
Actually, I'm working on a song right now.
What's the name of it?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Juliette performs in the High Desert Drifters and bands labeled River Bottom Bluegrass, Old Time Pioneers, and the Bascom Ranch Band. Mostly the personnel is the same. The name depends on the style of music and venue at hand. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last, world-class auctioneers. Zvalu Quality Truck Body, family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Ewanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley. Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activities, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. Want to be an extra in the movies? Expect long hours and an early call time in work like this. We arrived at 7 o'clock this Sunday morning in anticipation of a 12-hour shoot. Locations are often remote, secluded, and hard to find.
Am I in the right area? Still driving, and then I said,
Background talent, we're not called extras anymore, but talent come from all kinds of, well, backgrounds. Kimberly Harmon trains horses and is reigning 4-time world champion cowgirl mounted shooter. A resident of Phelan, Kimberly, obviously, is feeling right at home horseback. She rides Flash in shooting competition under the name Calico Star. She's been doing film work for 5 years. You might also find her behind the counter at C's Candy Shop in the mall. You'll recognize her selling confection by her infectious smile. Like many in background talent, Kimberly possesses specialized skills that could be hugely beneficial in her quest for bigger roles. This aspiring screenwriter is a mime. He began film work in the early 90s in Los Angeles.
Yeah, like I said, I've been acting for 14 years and decided I needed a break, health-wise as well, and to help my wife with her business. She supported my dream for 14 years, and now I'm supporting her. She's a muralist and a faux finisher.
Greg's mime talents are readily recognizable. The Starbucks guy in sports commercials, Doritos, Travelers Insurance, children's network programming, but travel to LA no longer appeals to this Hesperia resident.
And I stayed with Cattle Call because it's local, it's easy, and I don't have to travel to LA, which I finally I've had it up to here with LA anymore.
It didn't take long for this Victorville mother of 2 to build up her resume.
I've been involved in Herbie and Journey from the Fall, an independent film, and CSI, the TV show, and it's been really fun.
Should locals feel Hollywood production folks find us naive or harder to work with? Just the opposite.
Oh no, we just cope with it. We are just normal people up here. Actually, they come from LA, they see our talent up here and see the people that they work with and are absolutely amazed because it's a different feeling from what they deal with in LA.
That's not just the local casting director's take. Take it from this veteran.
I find that most film crews can't stand actors in LA. But they've come out here, and I've heard people comment over and over how much they enjoy the locals.
Wardrobe and makeup, first stops for background talent, and aspects we look forward to.
No, this hat is not mine. They gave it to me. Wardrobe gives you stuff to wear, you know, if you don't want to wear it. It's all fun for fun, you know.
So you're really not handsome, that the wardrobe did that?
Yeah, wardrobe did that. I'm not really this handsome.
It's all about fun and enjoying the work.
The most I enjoy about doing movies and stuff is meeting the actors, seeing how movies are made, and just the atmosphere, you know. It's surreal being on a movie set. It's not like a regular job. It's different.
It's different, all right. I'll vouch for that. You can even sleep on the job and get paid for it. So what's it really all about?
You just have a lot of fun. It's just, I don't know. It's mostly an adventure more than a money scheme, you know?
Headlines and headline makers looking back to years past in High Desert and Mojave River Valley sports and entertainment history. From the entertainment archives, stuntmen take a SWAT team into action, then train actors in firearm safety on TV and movie projects filmed locally. A SWAT team in action. In reality, stuntmen in a scene from the cable network Extreme series. Sightings takes us behind the scenes involving stunts. This action in a warehouse on 395 in Adelanto. Many of these stuntmen are members of the longest standing gunfighting reenactment group in the Victor Valley. James Fuente's Santa Fe Drifters. They've been trained and drilled by Gary Robert, a 27-year veteran of the Hollywood stunt work scene since his days with Chips. Robert, a Navy SEAL, is one of the few certified firearms trainers available to Hollywood. His work reflects his drive as a perfectionist. These actions are realistic. The SWAT members' disciplined moves and precise procedures. That's not what's wanted on the next set. Robert took on the nearly impossible task of drilling the cast of Backstreets of Heaven. Divine Gordon Assah is directing and producing this independent film, all shot around and in Barstow. Firearms training, triple-digit temperatures, minimum time. We're steeping in the heat of the Mojave at this shoot for the movie Backstreets of Heaven. Training deadly serious. This is all live ammunition. New York's Jacqueline Herod, the lone female assassin this day. Soul is the command to lower and cover your weapon, finger always off the trigger.
This is exciting.
Divine Gordon Assah, director, producer, actor, gunman.
Very excited, man. That was very good. I mean, that's the first time I actually ever fired a live round, so that made me feel like, it's like you're releasing a lot, and I realized that it's not too hard. I mean, it's not too hard just to pull the trigger and cause some chaos.
Unlike blanks, live rounds reveal accuracy.
It also brought to me the realization that what we're doing here is really very serious.
Barstow's Amanda Harris stars in Backstreets of Heaven, which was renamed Blood Sun Town and released in 2013. It is now available on YouTube. Tales of the Frontier. Ghosts, the most ambitious project to date for director Tina Luciano and Law Dog Productions. Creative, original, intriguing, demanding.
Everybody wants to be a freaking director, I swear to God.
To a magnificent degree, unprecedented risks.
For the love of God.
You are completely surrounded.
See what I have to deal with? I love these guys.
I don't know, it's blocked.
Elaborate sets, constructed by First Assistant Director and Master Craftsman James A.E. Fuentes. Other actresses and actors, many first time with Law Dog Productions, echo factors attracting them to this series.
Well, I'm here today in Lucerne Valley filming with Law Dog Productions with my wife Lorene. It's kind of a family day, and we're just extras in a bank scene, but we're excited to be here. These folks are just wonderful. It's a very family Christian group, just like it. We have a blog, J&L Research Exploration, that we cover one of the episodes up in Crestline during the summer, and it was such a fun event, all-day event, that we decided to come and do work as extras. I didn't realize how much there was into a production. I mean, my goodness, this costume took 40 minutes to put on, and we're not done yet.
I had a wonderful opportunity to work with a very faith-oriented and family-oriented organization, and I couldn't pass up that opportunity.
Well, the experience has been very enjoyable. What first attracted me was the family values atmosphere. I had an opportunity 5 or 6 years ago to be in a film, in a television series, and a commercial. The film was with Jim Caviezel and some stars from Saving Private Ryan. I enjoyed it. This one has been very enjoyable, and with the nice atmosphere, the family surroundings, it's just been a real pleasant experience.
From Tina Luciano's Law Dog Productions, Tales of the Frontier. Family television entertainment. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
So.
Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley. Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activities, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. That's a wrap on this edition of Terry Kurtz Online. On behalf of Victor Valley Television Productions, thank you for watching. We hope to see you again next time around.